Welcome to Infor Document Management Capture Overview. We're going to introduce Ephesoft and review the IDM capture solution, talk about the challenges we face and how we solve them, and I'll show you a little bit of the software. I'm Sabrina Stratford, and I manage the partnership between Ephesoft and Infor. Ephesoft Transact is the software under the hood of Infor Document Capture. It's a plugin for IDM and integrated with Infor OS Multi-tenant. We're widely known as Infor's Optical Character Recognition, or OCR, but today we're going to cover some of the bigger benefits we bring to the table and why it matters to your enterprise. What problems are we solving? Let's start with the data challenge. The majority of our data is unstructured, information that either doesn't have a predefined data model or isn't organized in a predefined manner. Contracts, multi-page PDFs, invoices, all unstructured. Let's start with the biggest target, documents. Physical and digital content is part of just about every business process, whether it's a contract sent from a customer as an email attachment, a paper invoice mailed to an accounting department, or sales orders in a folder. Manual document processing slows down not only the process, but has a chain reaction impact on all the downstream activities. The first thing we need to tackle is searchability. We need to make sure knowledge workers can find what they need to do their jobs. We might need to be able to send a PDF of the document to a repository and send some of the key data points to an ERP. We now have metadata that can kickstart entire workflows and processes. Classification, or understanding data in context. This is where we really go above and beyond OCR. Classification answers the most basic content value question. What is this? Content type is a critical step to advancing up the chain, and this is where our machine learning or trained models come into play. Classification is an important requirement for the automation of separation or sorting of bundled document sets. It allows the system to know when one document ends and another begins. You can mix up invoices and purchase orders and it will know the difference without separator pages. Metadata, or data about data. Now that classification has been done, we can extract data based on the document type. This information can be a true enabler for applications. The metadata we need varies by document type. Beyond the value of eliminating manual entry of data, having metadata that is specific to a type of document extends the value. Even more importantly, the information needs to be accurate and validated. Having a wrong invoice number is worse than no invoice number at all. Accurate metadata enables core content business functions, where to store the document, security rules, workflow, RPA enablement, or approvals and routing. We need all of these features for a world-class solution. So how do we solve the problem? And the solution is to automate it with a software that identifies, extracts, and delivers key information to expose that hidden 80% of dark data. When we automate to this level, we accelerate time to process and overcome expensive human errors. IDM capture enables downstream data tools to work even better. We are enabling context-driven productivity. Bringing in richer data enables organizations to have a better customer and employee experience because you have more insight and a much better ability to utilize artificial intelligence. We are taking advantage of AI through supervised machine learning. Algorithms are given data and asked to process it without predetermined rules. Very little user input or training is required, and it's based on the idea that systems can learn from data, identify patterns, and make decisions with very little human intervention. Now let's talk about how Infor is using this technology. IDM capture reduces processing time through automated data extraction and document classification. Validation time is reduced to exceptions. Your content becomes searchable and actionable, and our solution is scalable and flexible as you need it to be. Here's a good visual of the communication process. IDM capture pulls in documents and content and feeds it to ION through the API layer. That process layer feeds it back into Cloud Suite, with all of the enrichment we've covered here today. This is a great slide to show the IDM capture solution from acquire to release. On the left, we can capture from folders, scanners, fax machines, email attachments, your phone. We then clean it up, deskew, remove blanks. Now we can classify that document type, which is how we've assigned our business rules. Is it an invoice, a contract, a resume? Then we extract the data we need. We might do a database lookup and use fuzzy logic if we need it for validation. And then finally, deliver that good data to Infor, a repository, or wherever we need it to go. We acquire good data, enrich it, and move it to Infor with certified integrations to Cloud Suite, M3, LN, and more. We take it to the next level of efficiency, productivity, accuracy, and cost savings. Accounts payable invoicing is one of our most successful use cases because we can turn a cost center into a profit center. Anywhere you find a lot of manual processing, you find a big return on investment. Manual AP processes are time-consuming, error-prone, and open to fraudulent activity. The cost to process a single invoice averages around $14.38, takes almost 11 days, and rarely can be straight-through processing. With Smart Capture, we slash that processing cost to $2.52, from 11 days to 3 days, and increase straight-through processing to 63%. It doesn't stop in the AP department. In healthcare, we can automate the capture of patient intake records, billing documents, patient records, lab reports. In insurance, think about an automated claims process that can cut your labor costs in half, cut processing time 75 days to 8 days. In finance, we can onboard customers quicker, process loans faster by 80 to 90%. Big improvements in customer service. Let's take a quick look at the interface. You might be familiar with the Infor login screen. From your Infor dashboard, navigate to IDM Capture. This will take you to the Ephesoft Transact home screen, which is Infor Capture. Here you'll see a list of batches. When we click on that batch, we see a batch of invoices are being indexed. You can see all the other documents in this batch are green or good to go, and there is one exception here for validation where the software had issues capturing the invoice number. It had coffee on it, but we can see the invoice number, so we can click on it or just enter it. Correcting that one exception has allowed the batch to be closed. All the other data is captured above document confident thresholds. And if we open up IDM, now we see the document archive in IDM, and we can see the attributes we've extracted. In addition to releasing documents out to IDM, we can also publish a BOD to ION. Document flows can be built like the one shown here to release the BOD to the correct Infor ERP. We would be happy to schedule a demonstration with your organization to talk about your particular capture needs. Contact me or your Infor representative for next steps.